Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On past the gravy, bro.
What's going on, gang? Happy day before Labor Day, everybody. It's Alex, Emma, Allison, and Chris, and we're back for another Sunday episode recap. We're also going to talk about all the zings that went down on tonight's episode and give you our Week 9 power rankings. First off, what'd you guys think of the episode?
It was so interesting.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Zingbot. You can't beat him.
Is Zingbot just not good this year? It seemed like all of those were pretty bad.
They were either very strange or incredibly mean. Like, calling Michael ugly, like, that's what? That hasn't even been something that's been talked about.
Yeah.
Just
Like,
personal.
That was rough. I think, what else are they going to go after him for? Like,
being a big target. I don't know, but like,
Nerd, right? He's a nerd.
Yeah, I guess a nerd.
yeah, he's a nerd. He likes cats. I don't know.
He likes cats.
He likes cats.
Yes.
Obviously, Alyssa's was way too mean. I felt so bad for that poor girl.
Well,
But there's always
it's
one that's like
gay-related.
crosses the line.
I,
They
don't-
always-
Monty's not boring, though. Is Monty boring?
I think on this show he might be. He's not boring on the feed, but I don't know.
Monty's an entertaining kind of dude.
Yeah, but
Terrence being old, like, that was hacky. That was very...
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they were all like the generic ones where it's like, if you do it too early in the season and you don't know enough about the people, like, that's what you use. But we know a lot about it. Like Zingbot should have just waited 10 seconds and been like, "Are you satisfied, Alyssa?" And that would have been fucking perfect.
It's a family show.
Well,
They
also-
said fucking. They said fucking your crazy fucking eyes or whatever it was to
Yeah.
Brittany. Like, that's family. That's family friendly.
It was blatant. It's not
Had people
about-
mentioned her eyes before that? Has anybody?
They've been talking
did,
about our eyes
obviously.
nonstop.
No,
really?
this show we
But like,
mentioned it a lot.
I'm talking about since before Zingbot.
Yeah,
I can't.
Oh, really?
It's dinner.
yeah.
Emma hates Brittany with like a fiery
I want to
passion.
like her so bad. I really want to
Like,
like
Emma
her.
hates
But
her.
it's like the talking that's kind of like this, and I can't. I hate it. I hate it.
She reminds me of a theater kid, like the kids that
Yes.
used to do theater
Absolutely
in high
was a
school.
theater kid.
You know?
And we're all
Oh,
just
you
in
know
here,
she
and it's
was.
really crazy.
You know
Wait,
she
didn't
was.
she go to school for acting?
Probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Probably
think she did.
she's
She went to school in
just-
New York for acting, I think.
Oh, and there it is. I wouldn't be surprised.
She ended
was-
up a hypnotist.
Oh my god,
Millennials,
that was
man.
rough. Good lord.
Curveball.
They'll get you. They'll get you, all right. Yeah, that whole Allison mentioned. I didn't even really think about it until we were in our group chat, kind of during every episode when we're going back and forth. And Allison pointed out that the Alyssa getting hypnotized in the have-not room was like weeks old. This was just like a classic filler one where it was like, we could throw the Sunday episode. I don't know, let's fill that.
They had nothing else to show this episode. This
Because
season
Zingbot
was
always comes in
fairly
before a
boring.
veto comp. Zingbot
Yeah.
always comes in before a veto comp. Then you're like, now I have to explain why there's a baby Zingbot. Or some like other storyline, and like they didn't have that. So like, let's just throw this in there.
There should be two
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, doesn't he usually host the veto meeting?
Yeah, he usually the
But you had to
veto
set
comp,
up
he
the
usually does.
HOH
Or the veto
to get him
competition.
this time.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And the HOH competition was so fast, like it didn't really.
Okay, I don't know if it was supposed to be that fast.
Yeah,
That's
it
what I
didn't
think.
seem like yeah.
They all had a piece at the bottom, and Michael was done.
He's so smart.
Yeah, it was
Unstoppable.
pretty obvious and like, hey, this guy is way better than everybody at comps. And
Yeah.
he at that point he is one below Janelle for all-time comp wins, winning the HOH, his third HOH of the season. Just fucking Michael, am I right?
Yeah,
Fucking
Gonna have
Michael.
like 5 before he's done, isn't he? If he makes it all the way to the end, he'll probably get 5 HOHs.
I
Who do we
I could
wish?
see
Who do
him
we
winning at
wish
least
had
one
made
more.
it to Zingbot, but didn't get to get
Jasmine.
Zinged? Jasmine, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Everybody's thinking Jasmine.
Kyle.
I would love to
also.
see what they would say.
Or
about
Kyle.
But like now, I don't know what they would say.
Kyle.
No, like they're probably like, Kyle, your glasses, 4 eyes. What?
It's also
There's so much more material.
They would probably make like a Mormon joke, right?
Yeah, religion. Let's go religion jokes.
Nazi joke.
So they couldn't really like, yeah.
You know.
He just puts on a white
But it would be
KKK
like-
head and is like, get it.
They wouldn't say Mormon. They would be like your old-fashioned ways, or like,
Yeah.
Your
They would say that?
fundamentalist ways.
yeah,
Your
yeah,
multi-marriage ways.
something like, or maybe he would just be like, "Get out! I can't sing you."
He might,
I think
yeah.
this is great.
This is
It's-
from America.
Just comboed everything, and it was like it's a good thing you're not still Mormon, because when you only last 10 seconds, you wouldn't be able to please multiple wives.
Oof, there you go.
There it is.
Zing.
That's our winner.
Zing.
Oh,
Zing.
Apply for the job. You got it.
Yeah, you could be the writer for Zingbot. Yeah, the Taylor, they called her icy and cold, which I think is a little problematic since that's what everybody called her in the beginning, and it's just like, wow,
Yeah. Double
wow,
down on
Zingbot,
that.
read the room.
I'm surprised she got zinged.
Yeah, they should have just been like,
They're like, "You're too beautiful."
Twitter will be
Right.
mad at me.
You are perfect. See?
Zing.
Terrence.
When you fell from heaven.
Terrence is old, and then Turner not showering. What?
Pick up
They
lines
just
on
give her
Taylor.
pickup line.
You're all that in a bag of Lay's.
In the bag. That's a good one. I like that.
They would,
I
I don't know.
like how
We would have
Allison
shredded
did.
Kyle like they did in BB Comics.
I need to know what
No
he was.
spoilers. Yeah, we'll have
Because
spoilers
Alex
here.
gave me a fake one, and my jaw dropped. And I was like, they did not.
What did I say? What did I
You
say?
said he was KK Kyle.
No.
And he was in a clan outfit.
He was just in a clan up.
That's funny.
Could you
he
imagine?
has.
The Red Dragon.
He was like, no, you idiot.
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
I want to know.
Don't. You can't go look it up now. We'll
Okay.
get to the spoilers when
Okay,
Allison
okay.
tells us the spoilers.
Yes.
I mean, in all
Um,
honesty, there's not much in this episode.
There's
so-
really not. I mean, Michael,
In a minute.
like, are we getting to the
No.
point of the season where it's just boring? Like, I mean, is it?
Yeah,
It's not like
even the
Michael's
Chiefs are
fault.
Kind of boring.
He's just dominant, and like now at this point, like you're not really talking game with the people you aren't working game with. You're just kind of hanging out, which
Yeah.
is kind of and like this season after last week is kind of weird, where it's like let's just all be family and just love each other the entire time we're hanging out now.
Well, like I feel like when they were on, they were split in the house. It got to the point on the feeds where it was boring. Like when there's only 5 people left in the house because they're like, there's not much game to talk. You know what's going to happen. And then it just hasn't gotten away from that except for racism.
Right. And it was like I like we said like last week, we were just like, I'm not excusing racism, but it's just like that's not like what I want to watch 3 hours of TV based on all week. Like that, when I choose to like spend my time watching stuff, it's not like, hey, let's just have a racist dialect for like the next 3 hours, like, and then let's just break that down. Like it's not fun to break down a racist talk. I'm not
Sure
saying that it's not like productive,
Kyle needed
but
it.
it's just like as a recap show, it's not a lot of fun for us to be like, and they had a big conversation about racism, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it felt
Let's
great.
speculate the next HOH comp, huh?
It felt great being a bunch of white people talking about racism.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, way to leave us out.
Yeah, I was
hanging
gonna
out to
say.
dry
I mean,
last week.
listen.
Missed you last
Sorry,
week.
I felt bad for you guys. I was thinking about you guys, and you did a great job covering the heavy, topics.
You didn't listen.
Yeah, you didn't
No, I
fucking
didn't.
hate him. He's just giving us his like black guy stamp of approval. He's like, I
You guys are doing
condone
your
what they
best.
said.
This is like Daniel going
Allies.
on Monty the first week, trying to get the stamp of approval on his nominations.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I
I
hear
wanted to
ya.
have productive conversations, which is why I sat one out last week.
Having conversations about productive conversations. We can't make that funny.
But shout out to Allison and Pat. They did a great job on Thursday.
You didn't li-
All the
okay,
things. I did watch. I watched like the entire time. I think I was in my car holding my phone. Like,
believe
let me
you.
respond.
Jesus
let me
Christ.
comment.
You were very active in the comment section for driving.
It was. It was an entertaining podcast. Excuse me. I was in the right lane.
Gotta be safe. That doesn't mean.
Oh well, this
I
time
was
next
in the
week,
right lane, so it was slow.
I'll get your money.
Yep.
Get
Nothing
all of it.
happens.
Like, I think
We can confirm 3 of the 4 of us are white.
Unfortunately.
Alex
3.5
and-
actually.
Yeah, I had my proxy out there. This was a pretty boring episode for the most part. Brittany
For being
trying
a
to,
Zingbot episode,
yeah, and
I
just
forgot
again,
it was a Zingbot
Zingbot is really funny sometimes. This was not at all one of those times.
I think we
Yeah.
need to remind everyone, like Andy does, Zingbot, the little robot doesn't speak. It's a loudspeaker, and like, there's just a guy up there doing this.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so weird.
And there was so much
You
of
just
it
have
where
to
they're
watch
just
him.
doing
it's
that.
a Big Brother voice over that intercom.
Ugh.
The funny part was Monty making is like, oh, how am I boring if I can do impressions? And it's like you don't do the impressions at all this season. Like
No.
that was
Yeah, that was
Fun
mentioned
one.
once in your intro thing, and
they were good, yeah.
Week one thing.
And they were good.
No.
I
That's
just,
what-
Zingbot, why don't you? And he was like doing a Zingbot impression. Like it's a really bad impression of
it
Zingbot.
was really bad.
it was not good.
I just think it's so like the idea that they have to do it at night now because Zingbot guy overheated one year.
Yeah,
That's
almost
right.
died.
Yeah, he like almost had a heat stroke in the suit.
That's
It was too hot outside.
And like it's a normal guy, and he's like, guys, and they're like, shh.
oh my
I guess you
God.
could say Zingbot was a little burned out. Zing, 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 zing.
I did think it was
That
weird
is the
they
best
had-
part where he just keeps saying zing after he's done it. Like that's
Yeah.
funnier than the zings most of the time now.
Usually. I thought it was funny that they had him up on the balcony this year because like I was watching clips of some of the old Zingbot and like he used to be like in the room with them.
In the kitchen with him.
in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
weird. They were all looking up at him like he's God, like looking up from on high. It's very odd.
Is it because of COVID?
What?
Oh, that is actually
Could be.
right. It's because of COVID. That makes way more
Double
sense.
double pun there. Oh, jinx. Also, can we take a moment to ask where Chris is?
Oh, I'm at the girlfriend's apartment. I forgot
Yeah,
the
yeah.
episode
Nice.
It's clean. It's decorated.
It's very clean. It's all girly over here.
Were
I've
you
got
just like, hey
cold
babe,
water.
hold on, I gotta hop on a pod real quick.
I see the
Mhm.
water.
Yeah.
It's decorated.
It's not just a
Ashley
blanket.
watching us on YouTube on the big screen. What's up, Ashley? Are we bigger?
Ooh.
Bigger.
My ball?
Better
I
and
felt like I needed to
uncut.
do that. That's what she said.
That is. Zing, 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 zing.
I know.
Also,
Bigger,
don't they
better,
really
it's
show the
blazing.
house guests zinging each other? In the
Yeah.
dining room afterwards. They're always zinging each other, but this time they were just
Yeah.
defending.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I wrote down like, is it? Am I an asshole because I'm like, I don't like that they're sticking up for each other. Like, be like, yeah, Michael's nose is big as fuck. Like that would be funnier. That would. You're right. Alyssa is worthless. But they're like, come
Poor
on,
girl.
Zingbot. For a robot, you couldn't even do this. Like, it's not funny when you do that. It's not funny when you justify it. Just be like,
So bad. Alyssa actually used her zing in her speech, or like in her meeting with Michael, like worthless and useless. I just want to be, how do I be useful? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
That's because hers was accurate as hell and she
Mm.
knows it.
yeah, hers was the most accurate, and it was the
Brittany's
meanest.
was pretty accurate.
Brittany was, but that was more not about her game,
Yeah,
just her looks,
which is pretty.
which
mean.
is terrible to do to a woman.
She can't change it. Alyssa could change something.
Alyssa could change something by not being a winter coat in the desert.
Deadly.
Pretty great. But that was pretty much like Terrence and Michael, like Michael's whole conversation basically being like, sell everybody out, please. I need you to sell everybody out. And then Terrence is like, no, fuck you. I see what you're doing. I'm going to give you a little tidbit, but I'm not going to give you all the info. Michael being like, all right, well, fuck you. And then pretty awkward nomination ceremony where just
I
like
couldn't
Terrence, you
handle
know, and he's like, I bet there will be a lot of talks, you son of a bitch. I wish you would have said son of a bitch. It would have been way funnier. But like it was like, hey, we're gonna keep doing that. And then in that hat, like I just can't take anybody seriously when you're like laughing at me.
I know.
You're wearing a
God,
fedora?
it's so bad. It's not even a fedora. It looks like
it was like when Austin had the top hat. Remember, was it the
God.
Judas hat? It was like
Yeah.
everything you do in that, I laugh at because like you're not serious to me.
Yeah.
Just wear a clown face at that point.
Just a whole clown nose.
Daniel would have given him some clown noses, I bet.
He was a clown.
Fucking bunch of clowns.
Bunch of
In this
bozos.
house. Bunch of bozos. I haven't really heard a lot about him. But
He's the worst.
yeah, then we had Alyssa kind of telling. Yeah, we're just like, we don't follow up with you anymore, buddy. You're out. But Alyssa telling Michael about the pound that Kyle told her about, even though Kyle told Michael about the pound, but just didn't say the name. Michael was kind of like, I don't really give a shit. And then realized, like, I look like a racist if I put up Turner for calling out the racist, so I'm going to put up a black guy instead.
I think he was. I don't think that was the thought process.
I hope not.
He promised Turner safety.
Yeah. So by proving that you're not racist, you put up Terrence.
No, that's not what it was. Although I do think.
Hey, I'm just trying to look at it from Twitter's perspective.
I'm just saying, game-wise, he should out that he's not putting Turner up because Turner only nominated Kyle if he was promised safety. Oh my dear God, I just saw the word dumpster.
Bean wants to know, is Alyssa no longer useful since she graduated from being a C dumpster? Not my word, it's someone else's word from this podcast.
He didn't write C
Wow,
either.
he meant C dumpster.
Wow.
That's what
Everybody
Emma
knows
came
there's
up with.
a C in front.
Is she no longer, I mean, did she only serve a purpose as a C dumpster? Is that what Bean is saying? No, I
That was
think
her only use in the game.
Was
She
it-
started off the game really strong.
she was also an
because of
extra
the hair.
vote. She was also an
Yeah.
extra vote.
You
That's
married
what she was
two
as
kids in
as
a
well
t-shirt.
as a C dumpster.
Oh yeah, she had 2 kids in a trench coat. You're right. She was one of those kids in a trench coat. That seems
She
like
was
so
she was
long
on a
ago.
path. She was on a
Remember
path.
when that was a low quality meme and we got taken down from Reddit because it was like, oh, okay.
I don't think it was low quality. I made that shit, and
Yeah, I thought it was very high quality, but Reddit's like, fuck you guys.
Got to really love.
Dang. I made it.
Dude,
The best of us do.
10 seconds of love.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much it. I don't think
boring
Alyssa's really like, Alyssa's pretty useless in the game, but like she was an extra vote for Kyle, and now you even kind of saw Brittany being like, I think if I can hypnotize Alyssa, Alyssa listen to me.
I think if I get hypnotized, yeah.
But like that was weeks ago, so it doesn't really work.
That voice.
Your voice is such a like, hey,
Wow.
it's just
Yikes.
Hey!
so wacky. So wacky. Can't stand it.
It sounds like the voice you would use on a morning radio.
I was just
So-
gonna say it does sound like
Whitney in the
a
back.
like a
Brittany in the
generic,
morning.
right?
Good morning. It's Brittany and the donkey. It's always some like animal's name.
The morning zoo.
Mike and the Wildcat.
What's
Yeah.
y'all's animal?
We don't
I
have
don't
one.
think Alex
We
has
try,
one.
we try not to be the wacky morning show.
Yeah,
His
yeah, yeah,
mascot
yeah,
is fire.
Alex and the Cyclone.
yeah. Wow.
I'm slamming Cyclone Mead. Talking to slamming Sammy Mead. It's slamming Sammy Mead from Friday Night Lights.
You're doing
I don't
great.
know. We're getting weird here.
Yeah.
We're getting weird here. Let's get to spoilers. We'll wrap this one up. I don't really feel like we need to break down too much else. If you try and tune out now, you don't want any spoilers. Like, there's not really a ton. We're gonna tell you who wins the veto and whether or not it's gonna be used. But before we do that, Bean wants to know if we commented on Brittany hypnotizing Alyssa. Yeah, it was an old segment from weeks ago, and it was like, you can't tell me that you can just hypnotize back pain all the way away.
Yeah,
Right?
really. Like, was
That's
Alyssa?
crazy.
She said that she was lying to her, right? When you know,
Why
Like-
was her magical tool gloves? Gloves aren't a tool.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
She also thought Newark was the happiest place on earth.
That's fair.
Oh my god.
She did think
Fair.
that.
Newark.
Fair. That is fair.
There's something
That
in
is
there.
fair. But like you get like if you were like, oh well, I'm a chiropractor and I can, I can make some adjustments. I can be like, oh okay, that makes sense. Like that's why you're back with it. But just you can't just trick me
Into
and
thinking.
as somebody that hasn't been hypnotized, it seems a little crazy to be like,
I mean, is it
oh
really-
shit, like now my brain just doesn't feel pain. It's like that seems really dangerous.
Is that not the same thing though as like when people who want to quit smoking get hypnotized and they pull out a cigarette and they're like, it's an earthworm.
Could be.
I didn't know that that's how that worked, but that's hilarious.
Gloves are a tool when dealing with Kyle. I don't think they used gloves down there, if you know what I'm saying. That's actually
They didn't. That is confirmed on the feed. There was no glove, but
raw dog in it.
really also not much love either. So
It was a little bit of love.
Well, do you know the results of the test?
no, my guess is it's not. My guess is it's a negative test because they haven't said anything about it.
We'll see whether or not they get back together at the end of the
God,
season.
the only person she would tell would probably be Turner.
I don't know. She
We
started
wouldn't turn to
Given.
everybody.
for real. She started giving Taylor some details.
Mm.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for that the episode. If you don't want any spoilers, just remember to tune in Wednesday after the veto episode. It'll be probably the three of me, Allison, and Emma with Pat, because Chris hangs out with us only on Sundays when he wants to hang out. At Pass Grade Bro, I'm at Alex J Middleton. Emma's at Little EM Tweets. Allison is at Affable Allison, and Chris is at 82 Chris Hogan. If you want to give us a follow on Twitter, give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening to us. And if you're listening to us, don't forget you can watch us live after every episode. Go to our YouTube channel, just search Pass the Wavy Bro. We're on Facebook at Pass the Wavy Bro. And if you watch us, go subscribe to us where you can listen to podcasts. Give us the numbers on both. And this is your chance to tune out if you don't want any spoilers.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
All right, Allison,
Yeah.
tell us, who is our veto winner and record setter now?
Who do you think? None other than
Is
Tom
it
King.
Michael that
It,
wins all the vetoes?
yeah. On I think on Reddit on their like feeds discussion post, they have like a pinned comment at the top where it just has like a breakdown of the important information. And for veto winner, it was like Michael again, of
Jesus.
course.
So how many vetoes? Or that's 6 total competitions for him?
Most comp wins.
It's kinda
Yeah,
weird.
he's one
Right.
away from beating Janelle in a single season.
But he's tied with a record, and that's been since like 2006, you said?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Also, apparently he has made he's won vetoes in like the a hat trick type where like he's won 2 of them were when he was HOH, 2 of them were when he was nominated, and 2 of them he was drawn.
Wow.
Wow. Damn.
That's very specific stats.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very
It's
baseball
dope.
stat.
Pretty
I
crazy.
Saw it on Twitter.
And 4 of them, it was a Wednesday, which has never before been done.
That is
They're never on Wednesday. But yeah, so he won, of course, and it was BB Comics. And he also set the record on time for BB Comics.
Wow.
So like a lot of
God damn it,
conversation
Michael.
has been, is he really good or does everybody else just suck? But he beat,
he's really good.
I think he's really good.
Well, like
And-
with the puzzle
I think so.
tonight, just like how fast he is and how much like he the slip and slide comp that he won, that's an
Yeah.
endurance based comp. Like he can win every single type of competition, and he's not even close. He should have won the stay or fold,
Yeah, he
and
shoulda.
fucking just threw it basically. Like he could have won so much shit so much easier than he did, and then
Mhm.
like it wasn't really even close. I mean, Turner was close, but Turner had to get double the size beaker to
To
pour
get
the
the-
shit into. Like
The Tumblr.
Michael just went the same regular size the whole time and dominated the entire way through. When it's a puzzle, Michael's 15 puzzle pieces ahead of everybody. Like Michael's playing chess, everybody else is playing checkers. It's just not been the same fucking playing field since the game started. Really, Michael is just that much better than everybody. He's been consistent. This is. Like, I thought Tyler was maybe the most dominant display. Like this is leaps and bounds better than Tyler, where it's like Tyler was better at the physical comps. He was pretty good at the mental comps, but like when it was a physical comp, he fucking shined. And that was like, oh, the comps are too physical. It's not fair. It's like, it's a fucking game. They need to be able to play shit. But like Michael is being able to dominate, whether it's the crapshoot competitions, all of it. He's not, if he's not winning it, he's like second or third at every competition, which like, I don't know what the breakdown is of like where he's come in the comps he hasn't won, but he's almost won all of the ones he hasn't won.
He's not ever lost by a landslide.
Right. Bean says he almost hurt himself pushing his button during the veto, even though he was beating everyone by a mile.
He dove for that button.
Dude.
He cares.
But I mean, and a lot of people have said like, why is he still winning? Bean said Michael knows that if he doesn't win, he'll go to jury. Yeah, he's out. As soon as he doesn't win an HOH or a veto, he's out.
Absolutely. But he could win all of it. And like he's competing at every veto from now on. I don't know. It just makes you think like if Brittany was actually a fucking real competitor in anything, like that would fucking wreck going to the end. Like they could go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 over and over and over again. But like Brittany's not a fucking good competitor.
Well, so the placement in the veto was first Michael. He only beat Taylor by 2 seconds. Taylor also smashed the record for BB Comics, except she got beat by 2 seconds. And then third was Brittany.
Wow.
They went 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
I just think you're always going to take away from Brittany's veto wins because they came in the pairs twist, and it's like we're giving those to Michael anyways.
Yeah, her previous veto wins, no. She hasn't won anything without
she's second in comp wins, technically.
Yeah, but that's only because they've...
But it's because of Michael.
Yeah.
And so it's like even... Like Michael is number 1 in comp wins, and number 2 in comp wins is pretty much just because of Michael. So like Michael is first and second in comp wins.
And 2.
Right. Like, so like that's why it's like, yeah, like he's got to win out, but like when has this been a thing? It's not been. And it's like because of the twist and everything, but like the guy has been as dominant as possible, and it is a Jackson Mickey situation where it's like if he gets to the end, just hand him the check. It's not even a question. He doesn't need to have a final speech. Brittany in the fucking DR today made me so mad, just being like, well, you know, I'm telling, because she was talking to Taylor about like, yeah, we didn't take Michael out. I'm telling Taylor I'm done to take Michael out. I have no intention. I think me and Michael's games have been so different the entire time. Oh, you mean you mean what Michael's carried you the whole way, and like Michael has won things and you have been just beneficiary of his winning things? Like, yes, absolutely, it's very different. Michael deserves to win, and you don't deserve shit if you get to the end. And she's like, I'm like, just say I'm happy being second place. Just tell us that. Just be honest with us. I'm happy being second place. You have no fucking shot at winning if you get to the end. You have no fucking shot.
Especially with him, and I don't know why she is so eager about going with him.
Yeah, I was thinking like that whole conversation with Taylor, that'd be such a smart move of you to, you know, do what you're actually saying and try to get Michael out and try to go with Taylor to the end.
Well, and the girls started playing like an all-girl final 3 or whatever. And Brittany would win over Alyssa. I think Taylor would win over
anybody
Brittany.
wins over Alyssa.
Yeah, but like
I think Terrence beats Alyssa.
Oh, you're right.
Because Alyssa dated a racist and Terrence is not.
That's true.
Terrence is sexist.
Well, so
right. Well, what's worse, a racist or a sexist?
Racist.
Both.
Oh, racist.
That's the right answer. Trick question. They're both worse.
He's actually won an HOH too. Never won.
Yeah. Well, and somebody pointed out that like it's useless to get Terrence out this week because like he's nothing or whatever, but he has more comp wins than a lot of the remaining people combined.
I don't think he's as easily pulled in as Alyssa is right now, because Alyssa's kind of just on a sinking ship trying to jump and just be a vote for somebody. And I think Terrence, it's like, we don't know where he's at. So that kind of makes sense. But like,
Michael
he's
should
not
definitely
having.
be getting Turner out. Michael's reasoning for getting Terrence out was he said it as the episode was ending in the DR. He's like, I think I was going to be backdoored last week, and Terrence knew about it, so that's why I'm going up. Well, who was going to backdoor you last week? Turner, and you did not. I mean, I know you promised to keep him
He
safe,
wants
but
to
come
keep
on.
his word.
This is
Right.
Big Brother.
Um,
I think of all the
Todd
people,
Boston-
I think Terrence or Turner would kind of understand if he went back on his word, and if Michael sent Turner to
It's still kind of a
the
shitty
jury
thing to do
house,
to,
I
like,
bet
say
you
it
Turner
and
would
then-
still vote for Michael to win.
Todd Voss in the chat says, I'm not 100% convinced that the jury will vote for Michael. The one case I could see people not voting for Michael is if they hold the information that he held back from telling about Kyle. Like, that's the one thing, but I still think that's extremely petty in not voting for Michael at the end, because Michael is,
I think it depends who he's next to.
Michael deserves it. But like, that's why it's like when Brittany's like, I'm fine going next to it, it's like, then y'all both are covered under that. Y'all are both fucked. And so then they still just vote for Michael because Michael has the comp wins. You have no leg to stand on in any event unless you are the one where she was talking to Taylor about, like, we could get Monty to cut Michael. Like, oh yeah, let's just have nothing to fucking stand on when I'm at the end. Like, well, hey, we had to get somebody else to cut Michael because I was scared of that. And they're like, well, if we cut Monty, it's like, but Monty did the dirty work and got the biggest player out of the game. Then you got the second biggest player maybe out of the game. Like, that's not as sexy. So look, I think if it's Brittany and Taylor, I think Taylor wins.
Oh, absolutely. Apparently, and this is all spoiler girl, whatever, so it's like not proven or whatever, but from what she's saying, and she's been right about a lot this season, that everybody in the jury house right now is incredibly pro Taylor.
And I get that. Yeah, I get that. Todd says, if it were purely based on comp wins, yes, give it to Michael. But I think he's lost a bit of respect in the social game. I think, like, I 100% agree with you, but it's the Jackson Mickey factor minus, like, I don't think he's as bad as Jackson Mickey was, where Jackson Mickey did all that shit. But, like, you couldn't look at his comp wins and be like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, he was sitting next to Holly, who he carried to the end.
Yeah.
Michael, if he gets to the end, he can't not win. He can't not win, is how I see it.
I think it depends on who
Michael
he's next
Taylor
to.
is sketch. That's weird.
I think,
but I still think Michael wins. I think Michael wins.
Taylor could pull it out.
I think it's some fucking hoe ass shit if Michael doesn't win if he gets to the end.
Yeah, I'd be upset if Michael didn't win, regardless.
Oh.
I'm not saying anybody's a hoe. It's hoe ass shit if Michael gets to the end and does not win.
I see that possibility though.
It's some Paul level shit.
Yeah,
it's some Paul level shit.
Just because it's not right.
I'm just saying.
No, it's not like some Paul level shit. Paul was lying to people's faces and sending them out of the house without any kind of remorse.
But deserved to win both. But deserved to win
because
both.
he didn't play the social game. Michael's social game isn't as nearly. I'm not going to start this with Alex again.
But Chris, I agree with you, because as the game has changed over the years, jury management has become a bigger and bigger aspect to it.
Yeah.
And Paul
They didn't realize that. He was playing a Dan Giesling game in like 2015, 2016 or whatever. You can't play
they were, I mean, that jury was like very loud about being bitter.
Mm-hmm.
So like, set yourself up. And then he did the same thing the next year. Like,
yeah, exactly. He didn't learn anything.
Yes,
Thank you. I'm glad I got some backup. It's nice to have you here.
You gotta adapt to the game.
You're wrong.
You gotta adapt to the game.
Exactly. You really got to adapt.
All of you are wrong. Sometimes I'm just the only one speaking in a room full of fools.
What is Paul doing these days? Is he like doing was he doing tattoos?
He's in like Armenia at some museum.
Army?
He's not in the army.
Armenia.
He's in Armenia.
Oh, I thought he was in the Armenian army.
Oh.
What?
Is he? I don't think he is.
No.
All level shit is still valid.
I also don't care.
Yes, Victoria is Team Paul. Paul should have won 2 times.
I'm going to use my
a bitter little
here.
flux at the end. All right.
Bean said, "No way, Jasmine is pro Taylor." She said it in an exit interview that she is.
Does
and
she
a
have
few
to
of her
say it
exit
now
interviews.
after she hears out what happened.
Jasmine.
Damn,
I wish she had gotten Zingbot.
I know.
That would have been
Me too. You would have done a southern accent, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been fun to see.
How would you
would have
how
definitely
would
made
that
fun of. It He would have definitely made fun of her sprained ankle, like the crutches and all that shit.
And her chicken
There's
wings.
so much to make fun of her. Yeah, food,
Her
sprained
loud
ankle,
eating.
her personality,
Her birthday.
her birthday, her.
So, kind of back on track, her BB comic did make fun of all of the above.
Good. What was your
yeah,
BB
can
comics?
you-
Yeah, tell us that.
Expand.
So she was Brainiac, I believe,
Oh, good one.
and she had a
Is she a
cane
villain?
and some muffins.
Oh, was Turner Muffin Man?
No, Turner was Rug of Life or Rug of War, I think.
Okay.
And I think he said he looked like a dirty and drugged out Steve Buscemi in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and dirtier and a
lot of people say I
more
look like
Steve Buscemi.
I can kind of see that.
I don't like it.
Sorry.
Steve Buscemi lives in my neighborhood.
Well, I'm Chris. I live in Brooklyn.
I'm just saying.
Look at me.
I could run into
Fuck you, Chris.
a lit cigarette himself.
He lives in the boardwalk in New Jersey. He lives in Atlantic City.
So Paloma didn't get one because she walked, and then
And
also
was
pissed
terrible.
off production with all of her shit once she left.
I miss Paloma. She was my
They should have given her a really shitty one and just called her Poop Loma.
Home.
Just shit everywhere.
She's just shit.
Go home, La.
Oh.
Taylor was.
Poop Lahoma.
Oh God,
Was she from Oklahoma?
'Cause-
That would have been.
no,
No.
from
She
California.
wants to say poop.
Did Chris just name drop? Yeah, he did. That's
Yeah,
how
he
Chris
did, 'cause
is.
he's
He's always
so
like,
cool.
yeah, I was getting a slice the other day and I saw George Clooney.
Whoa.
I saw Conan
You never
O'Brien.
I was grabbing some pie and I found George
Me and Jimmy
Clooney
Fallon
over
were having a
here.
cup of coffee together.
Me and Jay Leno hanging out down at
Go
the
on the
Rock.
L train. Going uptown.
Y'all, all of y'all's accents are so different.
We're
I don't
in
like.
I was over at Trump Tower, my favorite building in the
I
city.
took a walk around the park. I really got
walking.
it.
Austin.
Get out of here.
Like Emma sounds like she's from Philly. Alex is a little New York, and Allison is just Boston.
Yeah.
Forget
everything up there is
about it.
Boston. Everything up there is Boston.
Spoiler alert.
I'm at the Jersey Shore. No? All right.
Yeah,
too
you're
much,
so
too
good.
much.
Taylor was Poe Taylor Chip, and it said something about she's ready to fight at the first bite, something like that.
Get it? Like
Cute.
potato chips, you buy them?
Yeah. Brittany was Brit Flea, the head itch in charge, and she's really confused about it because she doesn't understand that a flea is a
Do they think
parasite.
I have fleas? Do they think I have fleas?
That's deep.
She thinks that it's like, well, it gets even better. But yeah, she thinks that she just is like scratching a lot. Like she's just like self-conscious now of like, is she scratching too much?
Does she have a
That's
tick?
funny.
Yeah, but it's great because Michael was the copycat. So she was a flea and he was a cat.
Oh, and he was her. Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
So
But why
Turner,
would Michael be a copycat?
Because
I don't
I know he likes
you
cats.
know, I don't know.
he makes a lot of copies.
I would say like cat
because
burglar.
that's a Xerox all the time.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that about him.
Everybody.
Cat, cat.
Because his parents invented the Xerox machine.
The
That's
cats he
exactly
has
why.
are stolen.
They put his cat Lila on his comic apparently.
Oh, I bet he cried.
Well,
I
he's like
bet he did.
got down the zip line. But it took them a while to clock it, and I think Terrence was the first one to realize, and he was telling Taylor about it. And after, like, they were on the couches in the backyard, and he told Taylor, and she was like, "Oh my God, like, that's so bad, da, da, da. Like, they're going real hard on everybody this year." And then the big brother voice came over and said, "Zing!" So it
I love
confirmed
that.
that she is the parasite on Michael's game,
That's funny. That's a deep joke.
right?
That's a
Yeah.
thinker.
Turner was Rug of War. Alyssa was Melissa because they have nothing else to say about her other than she's shallow and shocked. Amira was Abira, and it was something about her being a comp beast, which I guess I don't remember that about her. I'm also not sure she said a lot
She
about
was in the game for like 2 weeks.
She was really good
Yeah.
at the jousting one, but Michael still won.
Yeah. Indy was the Brazilian waxer, and apparently her face in the comic, Monty described it as really strong, and he said not in a good way. So I think they made her look
She's
ugly.
Brazilian.
Yeah, lots of
Get it,
points.
guys?
Yeah.
Let's see. Monty was a Count of Monte Cristo, something about having a power, and it had a lot of apples in it, but he didn't understand it. So that was going to have to be like, I need to see it. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Like the apples were the things that were different. But he had no idea what it meant. Pooch's was dog themed. Nicole's was chef related. Joseph's was about his abs and punching people. Terrence was DJ Snowtime because it's chilly in Chicago, I guess.
Okay.
Cocaine.
I was gonna say.
It was popular in the 80s when that drug was the most prominent.
Right.
That's fair. No idea what Daniel was, but Alyssa
Probably
said
sucked.
she didn't know why they made him look so jacked in it. It was like very
They
buff.
should have been Dumule.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's really dumb.
Daniel, wow.
Zing, 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 zing.
but the best was Kyle, where he was
AK Kyle.
Rep Kyle. Good old Rep Kyle dysfunction.
Oh wow. That's
It's inferred, right? They didn't say dysfunction,
No,
or
it
did
says
they?
dysfunction on
oh, it's a reptile. A
it.
rep, ugh.
Reptile
Zing indeed.
dysfunction. Zing.
Yeah.
Zing, 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 zing.
It's like he's either Rep Kyle or he's Kai Lizard or something like that. I couldn't keep it straight. And then it either says reptile dysfunction or he's Rep Kyle dysfunction.
It's just like a limp lizard.
No, he has a really long tongue.
Oh.
And so there was a conversation on the feeds about how if one thing's not going to do the job, you better be good with the other.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Yeah, that came out of Terrence's mouth, so vomit.
Also hilarious, though.
Yeah, I know.
But
And
also,
kind of true.
that's not what the issue was.
No.
It's not that he couldn't get it up, it's that he finished too fast.
Well,
But
they
it's
can't
funnier
make a
with a
funny name
reptile
that way.
dysfunction.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Couldn't
unless
finish
they're
too
gonna call him the-
fast, Kyle.
the-
It's not as catchy.
Too fast.
Yeah, exactly.
10-second man.
I like that.
Thanks. Yeah. I can't wait to see it.
Reptile dysfunction. What else are we missing right now? Michael wins the veto, though. Is he going to use the veto?
No, I don't think so.
So
Just
who's
keep it
the
non-veto.
target then?
Terrence.
Is it Alyssa or Terrence?
Terrence.
Then.
It's
So,
Terrence.
yeah,
Poor
we
Terrence.
skip a little week then.
Damn, they got out the racist and the sexist back to back. Good for them.
Bada bang, bada boom.
Bada
Zing,
bang.
zing, zing.
In order of seniority of terribleness.
Exactly.
Why don't we move on before we get out of here? We'll do our
Yeah.
week 9 power rankings. This feels weird to do because I know there's so many people that are like on the chopping block if they don't win. But I'll lead us off. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Zingbot just because. No, I'm not really.
Honestly?
Just because I think Zingbot's gonna not get kicked out this week, so I'm really stoked about that. I'm gonna go. I think I probably have the exact same as last week, but I'm gonna go Turner. Pretty much because Turner and Taylor are 4 and 5, and I think Taylor's got Brittany and Michael to protect her, and I think that Turner only has maybe Monty to protect him right now. Maybe Terrence, but Terrence doesn't really matter at this point because Terrence is going home. I think Turner could easily win HOH and keep himself safe, but I think that if they're like they wanted to get Turner out, they were just like, it looks bad if we get Turner out this week. I think Turner is a logical next person out, but like he's better than Terrence and Alyssa, and I'm not going to put either of them at 5, so Turner has to go 5. Number 4, I'm going to go with Taylor because Taylor, like I said, Turner is what?
There's nobody behind me. There's nobody in this room.
Yeah, it's like, I don't see anybody.
Bean says, "Why is Chris's girlfriend standing behind?" Yeah, there is nobody behind him.
There's a mirror behind me.
Are you your own girlfriend?
Yeah, exactly. It's all in my head.
I've got Taylor at number 4 just because, like I said, she's got Michael and Brittany, I think, to protect her, and Turner only has Monty, so I put her at number 4. Bean says, "Zing!"
Oh,
That was a good one.
That was a very good one.
Manti Te'o's. I just watched that documentary yesterday.
I'm still waiting to watch it. I'm probably going to watch it after I finish Dragon House tonight.
It's pretty wild. So Taylor, because she has 2 people to protect her instead of just 1. Number 3, I got Brittany because Brittany could get to final 2, but Brittany has 0 chance of winning.
Yeah, Brittany, we're at 3.
I have Brittany at 3 just because, like, Michael's gonna carry her to the end, right? I don't know. She's got a better chance of getting to the end than Taylor does, I think, and then Turner. So that's really why. I don't feel great about having Brittany at 3. Just I don't really know who else to put at 3. If it's not Brittany, number 2 is Monty. Because if Monty wins out, I think if they get out Michael, then Monty has the next best chance at winning. If he gets to the end, it's gonna be hard to not give it to Monty if Monty's sitting there and Michael's not. I think. Like Michael and Monty, I think if either of them is sitting there not next to the other one, you have to give it to that person, kind of just based on what they've done in the game socially and not. So I got Monty at 2, and then Michael is 1, just because until Michael's not winning, Michael is my 1. I think Michael's going to be my number 1 until he's evicted at this point. Mm-hmm. But so I go Michael, Monty, Brittany, Taylor, and Turner. Again, pretty sure that's the exact same I had last week. Who wants to go next?
I go
next. Oh, go ahead, Allison.
Oh, sure. So my number 5 is Turner. He would be the target if last week weren't so dicey on how it wasn't for a game move, but it was definitely for a game move, and everybody knows it was for a game move. For number 4, I have Brittany. I think, first of all, her jury management is shit. If you watch,
there's nothing there. Like Brittany has 0 chance to win at the end. Like I don't care who she's sitting next to. Like, she has the best chance of being second, but she has the worst chance of winning.
That anymore. I don't even know if I agree with that anymore. But like every time they show like people in the jury like seeing their goodbye messages after Brittany's, the person who was just evicted always gives like the biggest eye roll. Well, shit, Brittany, you suck. So,
she went to acting school. She can't act like she's sorry to see them go.
You would think.
It's so over the top that it seems fake. It's like that and it's what she does in the DR of like the.
Hey,
Zingbot! It's the Zingbot! Big brother staple!
Please never win.
Yeah.
Says.
Staple.
And number 3.
Let me hypnotize you.
Oh God.
I don't know why that voice gets me so much. And number 3, I have Taylor. I think she's got a chance to win it. I think people are starting to want to bring her. I think Monty would bring her potentially. At number 2, I have Monty because, he's in a good spot. Nobody's after him right now. And at number 1, I have Michael because until it's like reported that he did not win veto and he is not HOH, he is number 1 until he is the last.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so ours are really similar, which is why I was like, no.
Mine are the exact same, honestly. I swear to God.
So run through why, though. Run through why.
I mean, pretty much the same reason. Michael obviously is positioned the best. He's won the most competitions. Monty, like you said, Alex, I think if he doesn't win, if they somehow get Michael out, then Monty is the best like runner-up.
If Michael is not at final 2 and Monty is, I think it's very hard to argue that Monty doesn't win.
I think it depends on who takes Michael out, though. If Monty takes Michael out, then yes, definitely. If somebody else
Taylor
does,
and Monty are sitting
If
next
Taylor
to
takes
each other,
if Taylor takes Michael out, then
then I think
yeah,
it's
you're
Taylor.
right. You're right. I do think it depends who takes Michael out.
Okay.
And
But
she's
still,
not
but
against
still,
taking him out.
even if Taylor were to take Michael out and it ended up somehow being Taylor and Monty as final 2, I still think Monty would probably be Taylor.
Brittany, Monty, Turner, Monty. It's Monty.
Yeah.
Alyssa is not going to get to the end.
And if she's a good one to drag, but she's not winning shit.
Right. So, like, Michael and Monty, if they're sitting not next to each other, I think you have to give it to either of those. I get the Taylor argument, but I still think Monty has a better case.
I think it comes down
Monty
to
played the whole
Michael.
season. Taylor didn't.
It's going to come down to Michael, Monty, and Taylor. It just depends on who they're next to.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
A couple weeks ago, I was
So you
saying
got Taylor
it
at
was
3?
going to come down to Michael, Taylor, and Brittany. But like you said, I think Taylor, she's not a likable person.
So you have Taylor at 3, Chris?
Did
I
you
got
say
Taylor
Taylor's
at
not a
3,
likable
and I've got-
person?
No, I'm sorry. Brittany's not a likable person.
I was going to say,
Brittany-
Twitter's going to come for you.
Yeah, no. Taylor, listen,
Yeah.
she's the fucking queen, all right? She's like Beyonce as far as Twitter's concerned.
Bean says
and
Taylor,
then-
Monty, final 2 would be intriguing. I think that would be the most interesting possible one we
Yeah,
have.
that-
Realistically, I think Monty and Michael would be my favorite. Like, that would be the ideal situation because it'd be fun to watch them kind of duke it out.
Because it has
But
no
I-
women? I see.
Well, no, I mean, I think Michael Taylor would be the next best
kidding.
one.
I'm
I
just
think.
Oh, there's a lot of truth there.
Like, I want Michael Monty because I think those are truly the 2 best players left in the game. I think that'd be an interesting final 2. I think Michael wins it. Still, probably he should win it unanimously.
I
don't
want
think he
Michael
will.
to be evicted
I think
sooner rather
Turner-
than later. That's the best thing that would make this season more exciting is if Michael were to leave and then they all just duke it out.
Or
if
seeing
anybody-
Michael win out, like seeing Michael win to
Oh, I
stand
don't
up
want to
is
see
going to be
that. That's
insane.
boring. That would be some.
Only-
But like,
That's what
it's
we've
just
been
like
saying
watching. Was it Ben? Was it Ben on Survivor? His season
Yeah.
where it was like, holy shit, that guy just keeps finding idols, or he keeps fucking finding a way to be alive, and you're like, there's no way, and he would do it. And it's like Michael getting to the end at this point is going to be that insane because he's got to
think
just keep winning. He's got 3 weeks of just
It'll-
win.
only be exciting if he doesn't trade off HOH every single week with somebody. If he's HOH every other week, then it's not going to be exciting. But like, if he doesn't win HOH anymore and he's just like grabbing the veto to save himself, that would be
Even that,
exciting.
We've seen that. He was
Yeah.
like the first one nominated this season, and he won the veto immediately. We've seen
Right,
him
but
be
like,
nominated.
I don't know.
know.
What's that?
That would be entertaining to see him have to like fucking save his ass every week and not have to rely on anybody else to save his ass, but to be the one to do it. Like, that's pretty nuts.
Still not every week.
Right. And then
That's
you
what
fun
I'm
to just
saying.
see him just do the rest of the way.
Every week, like it would be more exciting if he went home next week or whatever, and then
I
Taylor
agree.
and Monty can duke it out or whoever.
I
So
agree.
you got Taylor at 3. Do you have Brittany at 4, Chris?
Do yeah, and then I got
And Turner
Turner.
at 5.
I like Turner. I wish he would. If, like I said, if Michael and Monty somehow are evicted in the next couple weeks, then Turner would be up there, and that'd be great. I would love to see Turner in the final 2 or final 3 at least. But I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he should have been nominated tonight because he tried to backdoor the current HOH, and he knows about it. Like, that's
Right.
somebody. Like I think honestly, that's going to be the one big mistake that Michael has made this season is not nominating
Yeah.
Turner.
I
right?
mean, if somebody else had won veto and used it, Turner would be on the block.
I think so too.
So like,
It just
I
might people back on kind of what he's done already.
yeah, and he's not going to change his own nominations at this point because that just seems that would be like
Yeah.
a lot.
Mhm.
Talk to your show. And then so you got Michael, Monty, Taylor, Brittany, and Turner, just like Allison
Yeah.
had. Emma, what do you got?
Okay.
Let's go 5-1.
And
She's
number
going to throw us
5.
some Terrence. She's going to throw us some Alyssa.
Number 5, I have Taylor.
Twitter is gonna drag
Really,
you.
yo.
At least she's in it. At least she's
I
in
think
the
it's
top 5.
I think
Barely.
it's 2 and 2, right? It's Monty and Turner and Brittany and Michael, and Taylor is better than Alyssa and Terrence combined, who is on the other team's 3rd, right? So Taylor's in there. Brittany's gonna cut her.
You got Brittany at 4.
No. I have Turner
Okay.
at 4. Just because he's on Michael's radar. If Michael, because we have a double, right? So
Thursday is a double.
we have a huge possibility of Michael and Brittany both going home, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. Even though I love Michael so much, it would
Not
just be
this
kind of fun
week.
to see. Is it not Thursday?
No, it's a double, but Terrence is going out the first.
Okay, Terrence
prediction
first.
on
So
the
then we
double,
have-
and then but it could be Michael.
It could be Michael.
Terrence and Michael,
but
could
then Michael
potentially be the
can't
ones.
Yeah.
save Brittany, so then we
We could have
lose
Terrence
Brittany.
and Brittany also. I think,
Um,
the odds of one of them going
It's got to be Michael, Brittany, Noms for the double.
Yeah,
absolutely. Unless one of them.
I
unless
mean,
Brittany wins.
I'm going to stand by. I think Turner is a better player than Monty, but Turner is in hot water, and
Even though Monty is a bigger threat, I think that.
is he?
I think so.
I think he just gives the illusion. Like
I think
Turner
it's
is
that.
sweet and
Yeah, I
kind
don't think
to
Monty's
everybody.
that big of a threat. Everybody
No,
thinks
I think he's a huge threat.
No, I think he gives off that illusion, and everyone's
Yeah,
like,
I
"Oh, blah blah
agree.
blah blah blah."
He
But
keeps
like,
talking
he
about
kind
give me a comp with balls and I'll beat Michael. Give me one with balls. Will you?
You trying to ask that you can play basketball? Like, what is going
Or
on?
you
Like,
can
you play
handle
football?
balls.
What,
He wants one of those things from like Dave and Buster's. Just like that's
Yeah.
gonna be their
Pop a
their
shot.
Achilles.
I think Michael would be great at that anyway.
Michael probably would dominate that.
He has
Michael would
physics.
dominate at all comps.
He's so tall. He's got the reach.
Okay, so yeah, 4 I have Turner just because he's hanging on. But if we get Brittany out, then maybe something happens there. I don't know. 3 I have Brittany just because she's getting pulled along. 2 Monty, 1 Michael. I mean, all for the same reasons as everyone, but just those last 3 I've switched up.
Yeah.
Todd says Monty's been perceived as a bigger threat all season, but I'd put Turner over Monty.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
I would agree with that.
And that is a great point. If you're looking at strategy, social comps, Turner and Monty are probably equal.
I would agree with that.
I don't think you're wrong on that.
No,
I just
I'm
think
kidding.
that
No, I definitely agree. I think
No, and it's
Turner-
whoever gets their second out, you know?
Yeah,
That's
Turner's
true.
one
He's
more
in
comp.
trouble.
Well, and I think that Monty would very quickly. I think Turner is Monty's number 1, but I think he would very quickly renavigate. I don't know what word I'm thinking of. He would go to Taylor really
Renom?
quickly.
No, I know what you were saying. And
Like-
you cannot say that.
What?
Oh, I thought.
Oh, are you thinking
What did
Renee?
you think I was gonna say?
Whoa!
Wait, I didn't hear that.
Whoa!
What was the word? What was the word?
Is that not a good word?
What word
No,
did
it's a
you
good
say?
word. It's just now I'm blushing. Jeez.
It says
What
words
word
that
is
you
it?
can't
I told-
say.
Reneg.
It's the first part of a bad
Wow.
Oh no!
Podcast,
Also,
we've
that's
been
not what I was
talking
gonna
about
say.
race a lot.
Good night. Everybody walking on eggshells, afraid to be canceled. Can't say a perfectly fine word.
No, that's also it's
Yeah,
an
you can.
E,
I
isn't
don't
it?
want to be the guy that gets canceled.
I can't spell.
Pass on
I
that.
think it's an E, but no, I think that he would like reassess. He'd
Hard
like
R.
he would very quickly go to Taylor as a 2 and be okay with it. I mean, same with
Yes.
Michael and Brittany. If Brittany got cut, Michael would be like, "All right, Taylor."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I think
Um,
Taylor's better for Michael anyway.
I think Brittany is definitely better because, like, just
They don't
I
like
think-
her as
not
much.
close. It's
I
not
think if you-
close.
If you're thinking down to final 2, Brittany is better for him because it's easier to win
Absolutely.
against. But to help him get to 2, I think
You're gonna have to rely, but I think
I
that's kind
think
of what he's like
Taylor-
leaving as his back burner, where he's
Yeah,
like,
I think
I
he's
just gotta
gonna-
keep Taylor in the loop and be like, yo, you and I can do this. But then Brittany is really who he wants to go to final 2 with because you beat Brittany.
Yeah. I
And
think
Taylor
Taylor's
also
going to
wants
be
to be able
more
to cut
helpful
Michael.
getting him there. But
Taylor is the
Once
one that
there,
would cut
Brittany-
Michael. Brittany would not cut Michael at final
Yeah.
3. And
as
it's like,
she said today,
that's a
for-
winning decision where it's like Taylor wins immediately if she cuts Michael at final 3. You're Steve from season 17. That's exactly what you get to be if you can cut Michael at the end, where he's dominated the whole season. He deserves to win. But if you put the person that cuts the person that deserves to win, or was it Chris from Redemption Island or whatever on Survivor, where it was like, that was the weirdest season of Survivor. I know that we're bringing that up again, but it was like, we're like, oh, that guy that we didn't really see since like week 2 of the season that just won his way back, but like beat a guy at fire making. Like, let's just give him the win. I'm like, who? Fucking Chris was like the second guy out. That was weird, but I don't know. I think that
I googled
that's
the
really
word.
only issue.
It's RENEGE.
Oh,
So very,
Oh, I
very
didn't realize there was
okay.
an E at the end.
I didn't either. It's not what I
Right?
typed.
Negate, renegate, or negotiate.
No, it's its own word. I thought
Oh
it
my God,
also
does it have
was
to do
short.
with? Oh no, I was gonna say it has nothing to do with negotiate.
No, I thought it did.
You go back on your negotiation.
You go back on an agreement. I thought it did, but it is in the dictionary with the E at the end.
Yeah, I never made that connection between negotiation though and renege. It makes sense.
Well, but that is, I mean,
That's why I don't say
Renege.
apple cider, the V word that comes after it. I don't say that anymore either because I don't want to get canceled.
Oh right, no, I get that.
It's risky. There's just a lot of stuff that can get a guy like me canceled these days. And I'm
some
tired.
little ACV.
It's hard out here for guys like you, isn't it?
ACV.
Hey, as a straight white male, it's harder than it's ever been.
So persecuted.
Everybody's out to get me, you know?
Everybody.
You sound a lot like
Luckily, I have a
Kyle.
podcast because I think people need to hear from a straight white male's perspective, you know?
Dog.
There's not enough of these. That's our Pass the Gravy, which you could also listen to whenever you feel like. With me and Pat, just a couple straight white guys telling you how life
Middle
is.
age.
A straight middle-aged white guy.
Bro.
I'm probably not going to make it to. I'm probably not going to make it to 70.
Oh God, are we
So
middle
yeah, that's
aged?
definitely middle-aged.
Oh my God.
My life is like not a lot of people know what my experiences are like. You know, growing up in a
Suburbia.
mostly white neighborhood, go to a good school. Having no
loving
college
parents at
debt
home.
after I graduated. Like a lot of people live like me.
Played private sports.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Saying as a straight white male will get you canceled. No, I feel like I was.
You're owning it.
Yeah, I'm owning that I'm a straight white male.
You just forgot the cis,
Oh yeah.
straight white cis male.
Cis straight male. My pronouns are he and doctor.
So funny.
Get it, guys? Because that's not a lot. It's not a pronoun, guys. Hilarious. Hilarious. Ah, hilarious.
I googled it. We are also not middle aged yet. That is 45 to 65.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it to like a certain. I'm not gonna make
This
it
is
to
the
like
middle of
70s.
your
So, like,
age?
33 is perfectly middle aged.
65 is still considered middle aged.
Yeah.
What do they think? I'm gonna be
I just heard
127
the
years
life
old?
expectancy is 77 still. Like because of coronavirus, it went down to like 77.
Thanks a lot.
65 makes it sound
Thanks a
like
lot,
if
Trump.
that's middle age, then you're gonna make it to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that quote from Parks and Rec where Rob Lowe's like, scientists have decided that the first human who's gonna live to
The
120 is
centenarian.
already
Oh,
alive?
yeah.
We'll be that human.
He will be me.
Stop pooping.
Because you're over 65.
Todd is not middle aged. Ashley is. Ha
Oh, that's okay.
All right.
ha ha.
There's nothing wrong with a little experience.
All right,
This
guys.
one
I
says
think that
40
wraps
to
it up.
60.
I think that wraps it up with us tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to post our power rankings tomorrow at about 1:30 Central
Set a
Time.
timer.
So set a timer and then go drag Emma. Drag Emma for putting the queen, Taylor, at the bottom. The Tay Hive is coming for you, and you know it. You
That's
know
fine.
they will.
She's in there.
And then if you want to zing us, hit us up at PassGaryBro on Twitter. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Allison's at Affable Allison. Emma's at Little Ian Tweets. And Chris is at 82 Chris Hogan. Will there be an episode next week? Oh, Emma and I will be getting married. This is Emma's last episode as not Emma Middleton. So pretty wild shit.
I'm not
I mean,
changing it.
did you
that
guys-
fast.
Have you changing your name immediately? It's a
I'm making
difficult
it.
process.
It's a
I'm
difficult
making
process.
it.
I just got a passport. I would like to sit in it in a little.
On Facebook, you're gonna have to change it. Day of.
Gonna have
We're
to.
getting a divorce.
Minute of.
Or we're getting a divorce. Thanks. Pete.
Right after you're
Right
announced,
before the
you gotta
divorce.
pull your
But
phone out.
because we are dedicated to the pod, like we're doing a podcast the day after the pod. I'm
Jesus.
gonna watch the Giants, maybe break my heart. But I'll either be really upset
Oh God, our
or
first day of
super
marriage is
happy.
gonna be awful.
That's what you're here through happiness and sadness or whatever the fuck the vows are. You have to, for better or for worse.
Through
Better
Giants
or for worse,
winning
it may be
and
worse
Giants
right off the
losing.
bat. But yeah, it's NFL Sunday, and we're doing a Big Brother podcast right after getting married. And then we're doing the podcast until like we're not even taking our honeymoon until the week after the finale. So like we're dedicated. Okay, don't say we're not dedicated. We fucking care. So
We booked really late.
we also booked this. It counted. But we will be back next Sunday, or we're back Wednesday. Chris maybe will be joining us. You probably won't be joining us. You'll be on your way back to New York, won't you?
When, on Sunday?
On Sunday.
Maybe. I'll be here Sunday. I'm not leaving back from New York till Monday.
Okay, so then Chris will probably be joining us on Sunday to recap what weird shit we did on Saturday. But it's gonna be when is Chris gonna propose to his girlfriend? Yeah, putting you on the spot while you're at her house.
No time, son.
I swear to God, if you say at the wedding, I will lose it.
Oh my god. Yes, I'm gonna do it in the middle of the ceremony, actually.
You want me to hand her the
dude,
bouquet?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Somebody
The person who
Hate
either of you
that.
haven't met yet. I'm gonna make it my.
If anybody has
my
anything
day.
to say why these two shouldn't get wed, speak now or forever hold your
I
peace.
don't. I would
Like,
just
hold
like
on.
to propose.
Would you like to?
Actually, I'm just gonna say, hey, can we get in on this? Actually, while we get everybody here.
Hey,
We're all
let's save
dressed
some
up.
money, huh?
Just shadow them
Let's
down
have
the
a
aisle.
goal. Forget about it.
Like, I just met you today.
Exactly.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't yet. Pass the Gravy Bro. Just search that, like our Facebook page at Pass the Gravy Bro, and we will talk to you guys Wednesday after the video episode. Until then, Pass the Gravy Bros.
Big brother, it's Big Brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On Pass the Gravy Bro.